Her interests included sociology and philosophy. So I went online to try to find some jokes, and I couldn't find any. There were some that were purported to be jokes, but they weren't funny. Today she will be sharing a life lesson that all of us can apply to our lives, which will hopefully enrich our lives as well. Sherry Davis, you just might get it. You just might get it. Sherry Davis. A
few years back, I attended a kindergarten graduation. Yes, they actually have graduation ceremonies for kindergartners, and I cried like a baby. Now, the ceremony consisted of this. The student gets called. They walk to the middle of the stage. They announce on the microphone what they want to be when they grow up. And they walk over to their teacher and get their diploma. When I grow up, I want to be a fireman. When I grow up, I want to be a teacher. When I grow up, I want to be a doctor. When I grow up, I want to be a trash man. Now, when I was a kid, I wanted to be Wonder Woman. Just think about it. My own private jet. I could go anywhere in the world. And I could park it wherever I wanted to because it never gets stolen because no one would know where it was. Now, I would also get the lasso of truth. Oh, yeah. Now, I would not use it for some silly question like, does this outfit make my rear look big? No. My rear makes my rear look big. True story. So, did I grow up to be Wonder Woman? Not exactly. I grew up to be an administrator for Henry Schein Medical. Now, what I do helps facilitate the movement of medical products. I get medical products in the hands of doctors so that they can help save the lives and enrich the lives of others. And I've even played a role in helping save some lives. I actually participated in the project for the Nepal Emergency Relief Project. Now, I'm very proud of my job. I enjoy what I do. It's a very forward-thinking company, and we're very self-conscious about the social, or very conscious of the social issues out in the world. We have a lot of different programs and fundraisers for a lot of different charities. And one of the great things about my job is that it not only keeps a roof over my head and food on the table, but it also allows for me to eat out from time to time. Now, my favorite meal is breakfast. Love it, hands down. And my favorite place to eat is Peg's glorified ham and eggs. Now, I try to get in there on the weekends, about when they open, 9 o'clock, so that I can get a good booth seat. And I noticed there's this gentleman that comes in about the same time, but he comes in to get one of those tall pub tables. Now, his date is a little unconventional. You see, some people, they bring in these little toy poodles and little Yorkies. He brings in an ostrich. Now, this being Reno and all, it's still a little strange to see an ostrich. So I've watched this guy. His name is George. The waitstaff love him. Okay? So I watch as the waitstaff come up and they chat with him and they ask him what he wants. And then they ask the ostrich what she wants. And she says she wants the same, and the server brings 2 meals. Now, at the end of the meal, George always reaches into his pocket, doesn't look at his money, lays it down on the table, tells the ostrich it's time to go, and they leave. Well, one day I had the opportunity to have a short conversation with George, and he says to me, you know, I'm just so impressed by how well behaved and how happy your son is. I'd really like to buy you breakfast. And I said, yeah. So he reaches into his pocket and lays down $32.47. I look at the bill. It's $32.47. And I said, Aaron, how did you know what my bill was going to be? So he proceeds to tell me this story. A few years back, one of my relatives passed and they left me their home. So I decided that I would clean out this big attic that they have upstairs and turn it into my man cave. So, place is dusty. I'm moving boxes. It hasn't been cleaned out in years. And I brush up against this lamp. And poof, a genie appears. Now this genie grants me 3 wishes. So the first wish, of course, is I wish for my man cave, just like I saw in Maxim magazine. Done. Next wish is that I want to have exact change everywhere I go. So all I have to do is reach into my pocket, put that money down for my goods or services, and I'm on my way. And I said, okay, well, that's great. That's amazing, George. I wish I was you. And I said, but what about the bird? And he says, well, he kind of shakes his head and grimaces a little bit and lets out this big sigh, and he says, I wished for a chick with long legs that agreed with everything I said. So fellow Toastmasters, the life lesson that George taught me that day is what I'd like to share with you. Be careful what you wish for. You just might get it.